hot yet? What's going on, you filthy weebs? I hope you didn't click on this video and expected me to go over another one of those Twitter controversies. I mean, this stuff is already like months old, and there's enough videos about this already, so I'm gonna try to take a different perspective on this. Now, with the release of Gigak's latest video, I actually thought of giving Nagatoro a shot. And yeah, I did buy this because, you know. And you know what? The anime is quite better than I thought. It's not a traditional slice of life. You know, there's still not the beach episode and the festival episode. Oh. But, you know, you read the title of this video. I'm gonna tell you why this anime is not good. I did over-exaggerate a little bit. I don't think it's bad necessarily yet. This is still as of episode 7. So I just want to give you my thoughts on how it's going right now and what my hopes are going forward, because this anime has a big problem, and the problem is this bitch. I know that a lot of people view this as teasing, and you know, there's a lot of people who are this submissive and want this kind of stuff. I know that Twitter taught me that. But if we looked at this in a more real-life approach, there is absolutely no way this anime would have happened the way it did. I mean, come on, if a girl came up to you and said, your drawings suck, man, you're such a fucking loser, you wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with you tomorrow. No, you would be like, oh. Yeah, please don't talk to me ever again. No. I mean, if Tiffany came up to you and said the same thing that Nagatoro said to Senpai, you would not have reacted in the same way. I found this cute comic that is sort of reminiscent of my, you know. Now, this anime does handle some things well, but mostly I'm just perplexed about how this is revolving. Because if it started on episode 3, I would have had absolutely no problem with this, because on episode 3 this was just teasing, this was just, you know, being playful, while in the first 2 episodes it's straight up bullying. I mean, you can't tell me that it's romantic when somebody makes you cry with their words twice. Instead, you would have been, as I said, you would have never fucking interacted with this person again. I mean, if she went into this room just after bullying me and I'm drawing something just after she said, you fucking nerd, I would have just left the room. Like, let's be honest here, like, that's not how it works. Now, that is my main problem with this story, the way that they still interact with each other after the fact. But there's also some good things about Nagatoro. Now, some of the good things include, well, the production. The production is great. I mean, yeah, the way everything is portrayed, there is these contrasted scenes, and there is, you know, the opening scene in episode 1 is actually quite tasteful. But then we get into the problem of this show having basically a smaller cast than the Gashikashi. Yeah, there's literally, what, 5 people and 2 nameless dudes and faceless? Yeah, I mean, the cast is absolutely tiny. Usually with a tiny cast, you're compensated by focusing the story on those members more. And yes, of course, the story is focused on Senpai. What is his... Does he have a name? Well, on Senpai and Nagatoro. But the problem is that even in episode 7, there's been barely any development. In episode 1, for example, I thought that the show was gonna go like, you know, when she threw that kick around, basically guiding him in his manga. I thought this was gonna go in the route of she's gonna help him make his manga, and in the way of doing that, she's gonna get rid of his insecurities, which is gonna make him like her. But instead, right now, we just have generic slice of life with just 2 barely interesting characters. And I do say barely interesting because they were interesting at first. I liked this trope at first, because even if I think it doesn't work, I still think after episode 3, the things get kind of cute. You know, you have the scene with Nagatoro sleeping and then he is drawing her, and you know, could the compliments in that episode really work nice? And the next episode, the festival episode, or is it the episode after? I don't know. You know, you see this sort of barrier getting crushed where she tells him, you know, you can also call me sometimes, you know, you can call me to hang out too. But 7 episodes in, that's barely anything happened. And let's not forget about the other cast members in Nagatoro, which is the girl and the other girl and Yoshi. Those are just straight up bullying. And you can see Nagatoro getting a little bit protective over him, which is, again, a nice thing that they added that. But the problem is that there's not enough impact in all of that. Sure, seeing her get protective and seeing him even get protective about her is nice, it's good, but that is only one episode in all of this clusterfuck. And I seriously don't have a lot of hopes for this anime. It feels like it's not gonna do anything up until episode 12, and then it's gonna be a fake cliffhanger and we're gonna have to wait for the next season. And I seriously hope that's not what happens, because this is such a small story that can be told so fast, and yet it's already dragged, as with every slice of life so far, basically. And there are some good writing tropes in this anime, like for example the dream that he had, you know, about Nagatoro basically betraying him with her friends. You know, that's a nice addition, and you can see definitely that throughout the show there are some tropes that are showing good character development and stuff like that, but it feels like they could have done so much better. I know Nanashi isn't really famous for his writing, but rather his art, and that's definitely reflective in here. I mean, there are some scenes where it's just basically fan service again, with the beach episode, with the cat girl episode and all of that. What the fuck was that? Instead, they could have devoted that time, you know, to make a good story. And I will only continue watching this story because, well, I need to make a top list at the end of this season. Although I doubt it's gonna be anywhere near the top 10. So all in all, I just hope that, you know, till the end, we actually see a conclusive end, because there's absolutely no reason to drag this anymore. I mean, the story could have ended in episode 7, as the ending of that episode was kind of reminiscent of a season end. You know, if the story ended there, I wouldn't have been mad. But, you know, as we all know, it's slice of life, it's anime, they need to sell their figurines and promote the manga, and it's probably not gonna end. Honestly, if you feel any different from me when it comes to this show, as I said, there's some good tropes, there's some good character quirks, and it is, you know, unique in some aspect because of the way the characters work. But overall, I think it's a fake dynamic and it wouldn't really work either way. It's dragged out and, you know. So I don't know, leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to reply to all of you. But yeah, so far that has been it. See ya.